Donald and Douglas are twins. They work wherever they are needed on Sodor, on the main line, Duck's line, and Edward's line. Bill and Ben are also twins. They run the line that runs from the China Clay Works to Brendan Docks. The end of the line for both pairs of twins is Brendan, so sometimes they all meet each other there. One day, a hollow in the land on the China Clay Works line, known as the Drain, was flooded. So Bill and Ben were both stranded at the harbor for the day, and they helped Salty shunt trucks. Salty was glad for their help because there were a lot of trucks. "Remember the place to bury your wagons in front and behind the oil tankers," Salty said. At last, they were all tidily arranged. "Thank you two for your help," panted Salty. "We're glad to be useful," said Bill. "Who's going to pull all these?" wondered Ben. It turned out Donald and Douglas were to pull the train together. The twins were back together for the first time since Douglas had had his accident with the buffers. "I want to lead this time," Douglas said. "You always get to be the leader." "All right," said Donald. "We established you would on the way here." "We also say you should lead," said Bill. "Why?" asked Douglas. "Because you're the one with the red nose," giggled Ben. Bill laughed with him. "Ugh, the red paint has long been removed," snapped Douglas crossly. "We both know that's just their way," soothed Donald, though secretly he was glad it was Douglas who got the worst end of the accident. Donald felt he usually got the worst of the accidents. Soon, Donald and Douglas were turned around and coupled to the train. Then they set off. "So long," they called. "So long, Rudolph," Bill and Ben called in unison. "Take no notice," whispered Donald. The train was long and heavy. Every truck was full. Donald and Douglas had to work very hard. "I'm glad we're pulling this together," panted Donald. "At least we don't have a hill," puffed Douglas. But then the twins remembered they would have to take the trucks up Gordon's Hill. They were exhausted when they reached Edward Station. They had to stop here to move the brake van to the opposite end of the train and be turned around, as well as wait for a banker to help them up the hill. But the station master couldn't find a banker, and the twins knew they couldn't make it up on their own. "You'd think with all these new cameras," remarked Donald, "they'd be able to find a spare engine. I'd rather have Bill and Ben teasing me all day than to pull that train up Gordon's Hill without the banker," said Douglas. This gave the station master an idea. He called Brendan Docks to see if Bill and Ben were available. The amount of shunting had decreased at the docks after Donald and Douglas had left, and Salty said he could manage on his own. He had done so before. So Bill and Ben came to Wellsworth Station. "We're here to help," squeaked Ben. "We promise we won't tease you anymore about you know what," chirped Bill. "Thank you," said Douglas. Bill and Ben buffered up to the back end of the train. So, with the Scottish twins in front and the little twins in back, all four engines whistled and set off. By the time they started up the hill, the train was running well. It was a struggle up the hill, but the trucks were well behaved. They knew about Douglas's buffer accident, but they also knew of the time he destroyed the spiteful brake van. Also, they decided they were no match for 4 trains, even up a hill. All the same, it was hard work. At last, they reached the top of the hill. Thank you, goodbye, whistled Donald and Douglas. Anytime! Bill and Ben whistled back. Bill and Ben stopped at the top, and satisfied with their work, ran down the hill and back to the docks.